Starting out with my favorite topic. I admittedly cannot get enough of Roseanne Barr. I was so happy that I thought, oh, after last week's conversation on Meet the Hollywood Press about the spinoff, I was like, oh, it's dying down. And then Jerry Seinfeld handed us a gift. So basically, on your show, mind you, Denny, on Entertainment Tonight. So just to catch everybody up really quickly, obviously the spinoff is a go at ABC after Roseanne's racist tweets got her original reboot canceled. And now Jerry Seinfeld decided, as he was promoting his show for Netflix, comedians driving in cars getting coffee.
I know, there's a lot there.
I knew I was going to stumble over that. So he basically was on record with a bunch of reporters promoting his show and basically weighed in on Roseanne, which we're so thankful for. But he was basically like, I don't even know why they fired her why kill someone who's dead if they're already committing suicide? Mm-hmm. And he was basically saying that the firing from ABC was overkill. So I want to start out asking, Denny, your show broke this. So first of all, do we agree? Was he right? Was her firing overkill?
I disagree. I totally disagree. I mean, you know, obviously ABC got a lot of praise after that swift cancellation for what a lot of people were saying was a human decision. The decision to cancel the Roseanne reboot was a human one. They did what was right. At the same time, they're not dumb. They realize Roseanne is a liability. You can't control what she's tweeting, and this is not the first time she has tweeted something that's either caused controversy, has offended people. I think this was the straw that broke the camel's back, and if they didn't make that move, I think people would have been judging them and they would have been reprimanded. Or excuse me, people would have turn their backs on ABC.
Well, I mean, you can either can her right away, or you can wait for all the sponsors to drop out and deal with the headlines that ensue. I mean, we know how this goes.
Well, they could consult Fox News for how to handle those.
It's interesting to me that Jerry said, oh, the show was going to die on its own. Is he not familiar with Trump supporters? I think that they would have continued to tune into the show. But also, there was so much outrage over her tweets, and it wasn't just about Valerie Jarrett. There were also some anti-Semitic tweets that same day about Democratic donor George Soros, who was Jewish, and she said that
she was saying he was married. Also, that Chelsea Clinton was married to his nephew, which is completely false.
And then she said he sent his own people to their deaths, and she called him a Nazi. So she was just unhinged, and I'll borrow from the Republicans, the RNC, which just released their liberal bashing ad. But anyway, you had that. You know, after the outrage, you had, or after her tweets, you had Wanda Sykes, who was a producer on Roseanne, saying, I'm done. She tweeted that. And then you had Kenya Barris, the creator of Blackish, who has a relationship with ABC, saying, later, look, I reached out to ABC and said, enough of this, I'm furious, get rid of her. So I don't know what Jerry Seinfeld is talking about.
I feel like Jerry was a comedian defending a comedian, but in this case, what she tweeted wasn't funny. You know, it had nothing to do with her art.
It's his default setting to always side with the comedian. It's almost his ethnicity at this point. But, like, I also don't know how serious he expected to be taken by. I don't know if he was, like, really passionate about his opinion that he, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I think he was sort of asked it in a gaggle of like reporters, and then it was sort of like, I don't know, I think it was overkill. You know how he is, because he really does give 0 Fs right now. He's like, I got my show, because even when they asked about, he hates the reboot like craze trend, he was basically like, they're like, what about Seinfeld? He's like, I hate that they bring everything back. It's time, you know, I like to look forward. He's like,
but bring Roseanne back.
Yeah, but don't fire Roseanne.
But don't fire Roseanne.
So this brings me, he brought up an interesting point though here, because it's basically like with him, now me as a journalist covering this and just kind of mildly obsessed with Roseanne Barr and her tweets, good or bad, I feel like with the sitcom moving forward, he made me think about this, and I want to hear your thoughts. Is that is this show ever going to escape this dark looming ghost of Roseanne, even when it moves forward? Because I feel like journalists are going to keep it alive because it's stories, it gets people talking, people are because I think the sitcom, the spinoff is semi-doomed because they're not going to get out from under. If she doesn't get off Twitter, my opinion is that this show will still be, everyone will still be talking about Roseanne.
I think it depends on what kind of creative decisions they make with the show.
Yeah.
If you make enough overtures and enough concessions, then you can actually win people back. The headlines will be less about eventually what Roseanne said and about what decisions they're making with the trajectory of the show.
I think slowly but surely those headlines will start being far and few between. You know, but you're right. I just feel like it depends on the creative decision. But you know what? There's a lot of Aunt Jackie stands out there who might be tuning in. You know, right after that, they're like, let's get the spinoff with Laurie Metcalf leading the pack.
Well, and where was the strength of the ratings of that show? Because if it was among Trump supporters, then you're losing all of those.
It was.
You're losing a lot of them, and
it was in Middle America predominantly. They're not going to release. I'd be fascinated to see the demographically on the map, like where those came from. Because Nielsen boxes, have you ever met a person in L.A. or Cal?
Never.
I've never met an L.A. New York person that has a Nielsen box. If you do, please let us know. Like I've never met someone with a Nielsen box.
If there was like a Roseanne ratings map that you could lay over a voting map of the 2016 election,
yes, it would look identical.
How's that not made yet?
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is the show, Roseanne co-created the show. I just don't see how the show can go on without her. I know it's been done before, rebooting a show after firing the star. I mean, look at what happened with Charlie Sheen.
Yes, exactly.
But this is Roseanne's show.
It's like Archie Bunker with that. It's like All in the Family with that Archie Bunker.
Yeah.
Doesn't she still have to get some money off of this thing?
No,
she's not.
They settled with her.
Oh, okay.
So
That was the only way that this
payout.
was. Yeah, the only way it was going to move forward is if well, that was her gift, I guess, as her, penance for all of this. I guess it's just. I wonder if Jerry Seinfeld just did it to get attention for his show. Because does he really care?
Well, if he didn't think this show should exist in the first place, what does he care if she gets fired from him? You know?
Right.
And sometimes it's best just not to answer. I know reporters can ask all kinds of questions. Sometimes just don't answer.
Were either of you seeing? I think when I was doing research also this morning and looking online, was it Judd Apatow or someone then also came out and said they believe Roseanne is crying for help?
Crying for help?
Was it Judd? I don't want to miss. But there was another prominent person in Hollywood that basically came out then after this and was like, I think it's a cry for help. So we're hearing it loud and clear.
Well, we heard it. We got it. Yeah, we got it.
Okay, so moving on. Please, someone put her back in the news next week so we can talk about it again.
Journalists keep asking questions about her.